Hi, boys and girls. This is Miss Carter. We're going to do a flipped assignment about character traits. That's just an introduction to character traits. We have some questions on our need to know about character traits. So we're going to do this lesson and see if we have a better idea of what they are. When you read a story, watch the characters as if they were real people. We've got some examples here. We've got this guy that's adventurous, this guy with the money bags that looks greedy, this unhappy looking person, this poor gingerbread man being chased by the wolf looks fearful. We've also got another word here, aggressive. To identify character traits, you're going to think of the following things. You're going to think, what does the character say and do? What does the character think and feel? How does the character look? Sometimes that's helpful. What do the other characters think about the character? A lot of times the author will just tell us this information because the author, the point of view that the author uses, usually has more knowledge than any of the individual characters themselves. And also, how does the character make you feel? We've got a girl over here that's doing ballet. She's graceful. And then we've got a person over here that's shy. You can use an organizer while you read, and you can ask yourself these questions and try and organize the things you notice about the character so that you can learn more about them. A lot of times the author won't tell you this person is greedy, this person is sneaky, or this person is super intelligent. They'll give you a lot of information by showing you what the character does and says, how they think and feel, how other characters think about them. And then you'll have to put that all together and make some inferences to figure out information about that character. We're going to read this little story. It's an excerpt from a story about Baboushka. Once upon a time, in a small village in Russia, there lived a woman called Baboushka. Baboushka was very proud of her house. She had the tidiest house in the village and the most beautiful garden. So are we kind of noticing some things about her already? She was always cooking and cleaning, scrubbing and sweeping, polishing and painting. So we're thinking about the kinds of things that she does. Let's keep reading. All the villagers were out in the square talking about a bright new star that had just appeared in the sky. Everyone was very excited about the star because it brought great news. But Baboushka didn't even notice the dazzling star. She was far too busy cleaning her house. So now we're going to use the organizer to help us figure out some information about Baboushka. So what does the character say and do? She's always cleaning. She doesn't notice the dazzling star. Those are things that she did. What does the character think and feel? Well, she's proud of her house. How does the character look? She looks very clean and neat, and everything she has is very clean and neat. What does the character think about? What do the other characters think about the character? Well, they think she has the tidiest house and the most beautiful garden, so they're noticing that she's very neat and clean. How does the character make you feel? Well, she seems like a nice lady. You know, I'd probably like her. I'd like it if she came and cleaned my house. Name a character trait for Baboushka. What do you think? She's clean. If possible, name another character trait for her. She's a hard worker. I can definitely see by the fact that she is so busy cleaning and taking care of her garden and stuff that she's obviously someone who really puts a lot of effort into something. I would also say that maybe she's a little distracted. Seems like something pretty fascinating is going on in town, and she is so focused on cleaning that she's not noticing this amazing star. So maybe she's a little distracted by that. So that's how you would use an organizer to look at the things the character is doing and saying so that you can figure out more things about them. We're having to do some inferencing here to say she's a hard worker. The author didn't come out and say, you know, she's a really hard worker, but based on what she's doing, I would say that that's a pretty good guess about a character trait that she has. So, did you notice? Character traits are descriptive adjectives. Remember, adjectives describe nouns. So this kooky looking guy with the bomb down here, he's evil. And this police officer is protective. It's describing those people. We can describe characters using character traits that tell us the specific qualities of the character. An author may tell us the character traits directly, but more often the author will show us these traits by what the character does. How does understanding character traits help me understand the story? Let's see. Well, character traits, they can help us understand why characters speak and act the way they do. If a character is constantly being selfish, then we'll kind of put those things together and say, well, this character really kind of needs to learn this lesson. They're always wanting everything for themselves. Character traits can help us understand what the characters think or why they have certain beliefs. They can help us understand a character's relationship with other characters. And they can help us predict what characters might do next. A lot of times when we read, we start making guesses about what's going to happen next. And our guesses are going to have to be based on what that character has already done in these situations. They can help us make inferences and draw conclusions about events and things happening in the story. So what you're going to do for this part of your assignment is you're going to make a list of at least 3 character traits that you have and tell why. So for example, if I was going to tell you about a character trait that I have, I would say that I'm helpful because I like to take time to help people do things. Or I could say that I'm very talkative because I can pretty much talk to anybody, even a person that I just met. I can talk to them. So I want you to make a list of 3 complete sentences that tell about a character trait that you have and why you can prove that you kind of have that. Like probably going to use the word because in your response. So you're going to put those character traits on your notebook paper. This is going to be for number 1. So this is going to go on there. It's just going to be 3 sentences that tell about you, and we're going to be sharing some of these character traits with our class tomorrow.